when you're looking at the tones across here, sometimes you can be misled. Let's say up under here, your brain tells you one thing when you're looking at this photo. It's probably coming up in the camera a bit darker than it is, but when you get this thing onto it, you'll be surprised at actually how dark it is. So by isolating all the stuff around and just looking through this hole, you can see the true tone. You can see it's a real big difference over to there where the sunlight's hitting the stone. And in here, it's a mid-tone, but then it gets really dark right into the deep shadow along that line there. So you can judge the tone without being distracted by all the things that are happening all around it. It's quite dark in the doorway there. It's much darker in this shadow than it is up here. We look at this photo and we go, well, we need to start observing what the tones are so that we can paint all the correct tones, let alone the colours. Modern mind says it's an apple, it's red all over. So beginners will just paint a great big red apple. We're a bit more sophisticated than that, aren't we, darlings? Because we understand tone. Tone is more important than colour. So when you look across this apple as an artist at the stage that you're at, you can see definitely it's much paler here in this red and darker over there. But how much paler and darker, you'd be really surprised. So that's what the red looks like really close up there. But then if you slide across to here, look at how dark it is over here. It's really, really dark compared to over here. But the other thing that beginners don't notice straight away is that there's a real pale sort of bit of light hitting across the top of the apple up here. And when you look at it, look at how pale it is. It's this wishy-washy pink. It's so much paler than you think. And over on this side of the apple, there's actually some light hitting this edge of the apple so that when you have the bright red here and you come across, you can see right on that edge there, it's really pale. If you just try this with your tool, you can check it out. When you look at this shadow, it's not just splat, a single dark shadow. It's quite pale over here, and as it gets to the edge, it just fades away to nothing. But when you go really deep in under here, look at it, it's just about jet black. All the way around through here is really jet black compared to what it's like over here. And you can also get to see the true colour of what you're looking at as well. When you're looking at this highlight, you can see it's pure white right on the highlight, but outside of there it's really rich red, which is lovely. But there's a little kind of a halo around the edge of that bit of white. To look at what the actual colour is of that thing, you place that over and you can see it's a really pinky colour. So there's the highlight there, pure white, and alongside it is this pinky colour, and then it goes to the bright red. So you can see really clearly what sort of mixture of colour you need to mix up by looking at an isolated little spot of the colour. Because your brain, modern mind, will trick you into saying, oh no, it's all red. But there's a totally different colour variations in there as well as tone.